Hello friends, let me tell you, if there's one place on Earth that looks like it was painted by a happy artist with a love for big mountains and shiny lakes, it's Austria. It is a playground for anyone with a sense of adventure in their heart. We started our journey here, ready to experience what I can only describe as the polyphonic symphony of the Alps. Whether you're behind the wheel of a car, floating up a mountain in a cable car, or just using your own 2 feet, the views from the top make you feel like a king, an eagle king, looking out over your magnificent realm. Our adventure began in Salzburg, a city famous for its stunning historic architecture and of course a certain musical family. But we didn't linger for too long. The real orchestra of nature was calling our names. We headed out of the city and were immediately greeted by several enormous, beautiful lakes. The day was a bit stormy, which meant the water was choppy and dramatic. You know what that's perfect for? Wind and kite surfers. The sky opened up and the rain came down in sheets, but out here, it was transforming the landscape right before our eyes. The gentle babbling streams we'd seen earlier quickly swelled into powerful, raging torrents of water. It was both humbling and incredibly exciting, a perfect introduction to the untamed spirit of the Austrian wilderness that awaited us. To truly get to know this incredible landscape, you have to get out and walk in it. So, I set off on a pretty strenuous hike, a trail that circumnavigates the entire Gösalpam mountain range. I almost stepped on a little alpine salamander. These amphibians are completely black and love to come out after it rains, which explained why I saw so many of them on the trail that day. Towering above me were massive rock walls, sheer and imposing. You could see why they're popular with hikers and serious rock climbers. Then all of a sudden, I turned a corner and came face to face with the undisputed king of the Alps, the alpine ibex. It was a whole group of them. They live on steep, rocky slopes and high alpine meadows. As I started my descent, clouds rolled in and enveloped me. The rest of the hike became a mystical journey through the mist. The next day, the weather seemed to be in a similar foggy mood as we drove up a winding mountain road. But Austria, as I was learning, loves a dramatic reveal. Just as we were wondering if we'd see anything at all, the fog lifted like a curtain on a stage. To get an even better view of this well-known peak, we decided to board a cable car. This wasn't just any cable car ride, you could stand on top of the gondola. Riding on the roof was one of the most exhilarating experiences. We were standing above a sea of clouds. Below us, an ocean of white, fluffy clouds danced at the feet of the Hoher Dachstein. On a calm day, the lake creates a perfect, brilliant reflection of the Dachstein Mountains. It's one of those spots that's so picturesque you have to pinch yourself to believe it's real. On the way, we stumbled upon Johanneswasserfall. You can actually walk behind it. Standing behind the curtain of water gives an unusual, exciting perspective. To really explore the area around Obertauern, we saddled up our backpacks for an overnight hike. Before long, we were crossing bubbling creeks on little wooden bridges and walking through meadows bursting with colorful wildflowers. While we were soaking in the scenery from a mountain pass, we noticed some movement. Directly in front of us, a fluffy ball of fur was climbing up the rocks. It was an alpine marmot. These ground-dwelling squirrels live in large colonies on high-altitude meadows. They're just about the cutest things you've ever seen. Soon after, we drew near the Oberhütte, the mountain hut where we would spend the night. After settling in, I had my first of what would be many Kaiserschmarrn in Austria. It's a fluffy, shredded pancake served with fruit compote, and it is heavenly. It's the perfect reward after a long day of hiking. Obertauern in April is a world of pure snow. Between November and April, millions of visitors flock to Austria for all sorts of winter sports. My friend Anna had never tried it before, so she paired up with a ski instructor. It's amazing to see someone discover the joy of skiing for the first time. Meanwhile, further up the mountain, I had dopamine pulsing through my body as I flew down the slopes on a snowboard. Another adrenaline-inducing winter sport we had to try was airboarding. Racing down the mountain headfirst on that thing offers quite a thrill. Our summer road trip continued. Most of the western half of Austria is incredibly scenic. Good morning from Hohe Tauern National Park, home to Austria's highest peaks, including the Grossglockner. That was my goal, to summit the highest mountain in Austria. This is a serious undertaking, so I did it with a professional mountain guide. And then, we were there. On the roof of Austria. We soaked in the atmosphere before heading safely back down, my heart full of accomplishment and awe. Aside from countless hiking trails, many scenic mountain roads wind through the area. The most famous is the Grossglockner Hochalpenstrasse. The best view is from the Kaiser Franz Josefs Hohe vantage point. Just below, the mighty Pasterze Glacier, the longest in the eastern Alps. The Austrian Alps offer a huge variety of hiking trails. An easy lakeside stroll, a climb to a mountain hut, or a full summit push to a high alpine peak. Beyond the summits, we explored the Inner Bachklamm, a dark, narrow canyon, almost spooky. In contrast, the Kaiserklamm is wide and exceptionally pretty, from deepest gorges to highest summits, a tapestry of natural wonders. But the grandest of them all is Austria's capital, Vienna, or as the locals say, Wien. One of the best views can be had from above Schloss Schönbrunn, the former imperial summer residence. Another hugely famous building is the Stephansdom, or St. Stephen's Cathedral. It's the main landmark of Vienna and is considered a national treasure. Here we visited the smallest national park in Austria, Thaya National Park, which is vastly different from most other parts of the country. This river habitat is home to the common otter. After a long, patient wait, the water's surface was finally broken by this formidable predator. With our road trip through Austria quickly coming to an end, I decided I needed one more big challenge, one more mountain to climb. I decided to punish myself severely one last time by climbing all the way to the summit of the Grosser Priel. But the mountains are far from dead, as the presence of alpine chamois vividly proved. From the summit of the Grosser Priel, the name Dead Mountains was much more tangible. After 7 weeks and more than 5,000 kilometers, our road trip through Austria had come to a conclusion. Austria had completely enamored us with its profound natural beauty and its spirit of adventure. And so, for us, the question is not if we will return to Austria, but only when. Because a place this magical, this full of life and beauty, will always call you back for another adventure. And I, for one, can't wait to answer that call.